What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a little extended video thanks to the debacle that happened with Mantra, aka OM, in the crypto space. The RWA play that we all thought was going to be amazing, well, now we realize it wasn't fantastic. So I have compiled a list of 5 other options you could get into if you still believe in the RWA and or real world asset space when it comes to crypto. So we are going to be going from the bottom up. I'm going to start off with the lowest recommended, in my opinion, to the highest recommended if you're solely looking for RWA plays. This is going to be a fun little journey. We're going to not only look at their market cap, their standing in CoinMarketCap by way of total market cap, as well as what they actually do, and we're going to be doing a little TA on each one of these assets. Hopefully you are here for the ride. Hopefully you're interested in this type of video. If you do like this style of content, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Maybe you even consider a bit of a TA live stream one of these days. Anyways, let's go ahead and dive on into this. Starting at number 5, we have MakerDAO. Currently, it is ranked number 57 on CoinMarketCap. It is commanding a $1.12 billion market cap. Looking pretty darn interesting if you do ask me, but I'm sure you guys are like, MakerDAO, isn't that a DAO, decentralized, autonomous, whatever? Yes it is, but just so happens they have the stablecoin DAI. This stablecoin happens to be backed by US Treasuries. So this is a real world asset play where as of 2023, MakerDAO added $500 million worth of RWA reserves. Currently, the RWA backed collateral stands at $948 million. They mostly have US Treasury bonds and tokenized real estate as the collateral for their stablecoin, so that is one positive. Noted in the description down below, I will link every single one of these websites, so if you feel like reading into this a bit more, you can. So anyways, this is MakerDAO. Let's go ahead and dive into their chart real quick. And let's see what we have to work with when it comes to an investment standpoint. So right now on the daily time frame, you can see we have been making consecutive higher lows. We have been making lower highs. We have been in a very tight consolidation range. As of right now, a decision will be made. Currently, you can look at this as you made one low here, a high happens to be higher than the recent low, and we are currently contending with that level of resistance at 167. However, it does look like you have put in a double bottom recently and you are moving up from there. If I were personally trading this one, I would be looking at it sort of like this, as a continuation to the upside upon a breakout. So on the breakout, what I would be looking for in the short term is a move of somewhere up to $2,427, which is an 80% return on the investment. Noted, it could also just make a golden retrace from this longer term downtrend, which would be slightly higher than the 50% retrace. You could find yourself making your way back up to $2,821. That is a 109% move to the upside, provided the market continues to be on the more bullish side. This is what I believe to be the next leg up when it comes to Maker. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to our number 4 option. This one happens to be Propy. Let's go ahead and type it in here. PRO, aka Propy, currently ranked 450 on CoinMarketCap. It only has a $55.43 million market cap. Why is this one ranked higher than MakerDAO? Well, simply it is more into the real world asset realm than MakerDAO is, in my opinion. Because noted, the only reason MakerDAO is in the real world assets is because they have a stablecoin. Whereas you have this project here, we could end up looking right here And it looks like with Propy, there are no financial fractional shares, no gimmicks, only full property transfers on chain backed by legally recognized NFTs. So they are strictly in the property game. They've pushed even further, introducing crypto-backed dual collateralized loans where Bitcoin and the property itself secure financing. So yes, this thing is much more of a real-world asset play than the other, because it's not simply a stable coin that is acting as a real-world asset. Instead, it is the entire project that is backed by real-world assets. Once again, link is going to be in the description down below. You can read through this article all that you like, so you can read into this a lot more. But what I want to do next, I want to get into the TA for Propy. So PRO, we are looking at, is this the chart? Is this the chart? Propy, here we go. So looking at it, we need to get some levels here real quick. I didn't realize I didn't have this chart set up. This is my bad. Now we get to do it right here on the video. So my bad for taking a little bit longer than expected. But as of this second, I can tell you we are hitting a level of support, and it looks like we're catching a pretty good bounce based off the weekly. Okay, I have all the levels that I'm worried about right now. We're going to focus on this downtrend right here, because this is on the weekly and it will be very important. But thing you should realize, a breakout should be coming soon. Going into our daily time frame, weekly on the Cypher B, it is giving you a buy signal. On your daily, you did put in a low. We're working on a higher low. This is great. This is awesome. Love to see it. You did have a local downtrend right here that you are currently broken out of and back testing. A lot of things are looking good for the Propy chart. Looking on the 4-hour time frame, we are above the 100 simple moving average. This is great. Currently speaking, we have made at least the 50% retrace. We got a little bit deeper. On the next leg up, I would be looking for 85 cents, more than likely testing the supply line. A 52% rise in the short term. However, in the long term, once you finally break out of this long-term downtrend, this could be an absolute amazing play, because just as a golden retrace, just a simple retracement of from your high to low, you could find yourself back up to $2.66, and that currently would be a beautiful 372% move to the upside. So this one is Propy. Propy is looking really good technically, and with it being a real world asset, now with this power vacuum of the largest RWA play going into nothing, well, that money needs to go somewhere for those who are still believing in the magic of RWA. Next up, we do have another one, which is Maple. And I believe, here we go, Maple. This is an RWA play. I did this out of order. My bad. MPL. Maple. So Maple currently is ranked number 417. It is commanding a $63.49 million market cap. Now, let's go ahead and dive into this article. Currently, while other RWA platforms tokenize MMFs or Morgan Stanley products, Maple is offering something that that can't yield from over-collateralized Bitcoin loans. That's Maple niche. Hedge funds and Bitcoin-backed lending, sure, but none of the liquidity and transparency of on-chain tokenized model. Since launching in 2023, they have grown over 700 million in TVL, so that is total value locked, outpacing the competition. So they're doing a very good job there. Maple is not stopping. In February of 2025, they launched a BTC yield strategy within the core ecosystem. No slashing risk, no counterparties, just Bitcoin in qualified custody. Earn 5.1 API. So that's actually a really good APY. Just for jumping into this project. So that's absolutely fantastic. Family offers the TradFi players who've been sitting on idle BTC with no real options are finally paying attention. So you can actually go over to Maple. You can, I guess, technically stake your Bitcoin and gain a yield off of it of 5.1%. So this is actually a really good option if you're willing to put up your Maple or your Bitcoin as collateral. So let's go ahead and check out their chart MPL. So checking out Maple, MPL USD, here we go. You can find them on Coinbase apparently, but going into the weekly time frame, let's get our levels, because once again I did not make the levels just yet. So now you get to do it right here on the video, no big deal. So currently we are above a very good level of support. You can see back here, if we lose this level of support, we go down into the abyss. We have held from going into the abyss. This is fantastic. All right, looking at our highs that we have to worry about, it's this right here. So right now we are in between two levels, great accumulation range, but the best part of it all, on the weekly time frame, it looks like we're about to have a beautiful breakout. These breakouts actually should not be ignored, because when you break out of a downtrend on the weekly, things do get very, very strong. Anyways, we have on the daily a very nice green candle, up 8% on the day. What we're going to be looking at, considering we did break out, is a golden retrace. We could find this price going back up to 27.34 in the long run, but what percentage is that? We have 89% upside. We do have bullish divergence, triple bullish divergence on the daily. We're just currently waiting for that higher low. No big deal. Anyways, right now I would be looking at the opportunity of longs, go figure, with a low stochastic on the 4-hour and a 50% retrace. This is beautiful. Your next leg up, you could find yourself at 1925 in the short term, which is about a 33% move to the upside. So that one is MPL Maple. You can find this one over on Coinbase. I do believe it is a good option if you are into the lower caps, thinking that they could do very good things. Anyways, next up, our number 2 choice is CFG, aka Configure. Currently it's ranked 390 on CoinMarketCap. It is holding a $69.93 million market cap, and let's dive a little bit more into Configure, because this one has my full attention in particular. But CFG right here, they are now joining the RWA focused blockchain of Ozan, something like that. But they are offering the Giannis Henderson Anomaly Treasury Fund, aka the JTR SY. So this is them jumping into regulated US treasuries, and outside of that, they expanding the RWA access with Configure. Clearpool is a decentralized credit marketplace built on optimism and backed by I can't say that word, Ventures. Oh boy. Arrington Capital, Wintermute, and others. The team at Clearpool built an RWA-focused chain, Ozian. So yeah, this is the chain that they actually jumped into, where they have fragmented infrastructure, which makes it accessible for managing RWAs. Cumbersome. Limited access to base yield, where users often miss out on returns from underlying assets. So they're trying to make it more accessible to everyone, which is really nice. Anyways, link is going to be in the description below. You can read through this whole entire thing, but they have been growing their TVL recently. They're making leaps and bounds in the space. But let's check out CFG. So checking out Configure. this one, we got to do all of the hard work also of looking at all-time lows. Oof, little rough patch that it's had recently. But let's go ahead and check out the details of this. We are currently fighting to break back above. So if there was any point in time where it might be a decent idea to jump in with a very tight stop loss, this could be it. I would usually prefer to have a higher low before diving headfirst into a trade, but for accumulation purposes, this thing looks pretty good to me. Anyways, let's go ahead and check what our downtrend currently is. We have two of them. It accelerated to the downside, which is a shame, but it does look like a breakout is coming in the extreme near future of this recent downtrend. What do I mean by extended downtrend? I mean this right here. You go from high to high. It's unfortunate, but you could get a nice run up to this supply line. Anyways, going into our daily time frame here, on the daily, we do have our bullish divergence. Looks like strength is gaining. This is beautiful. We also have a higher low situation. This is very nice. You are set up for a breakout in the near future, coming off of your all-time lows. So right now, what I would be looking at in the short term is getting up to 1711. So CFG, we could see a nice little 27% return in the short term, which could give us a breakout, and then we would have to backtest something as support. But what I'm mostly concerned about is what is coming for that golden retrace. We could find ourselves at 78 cents. That would essentially be a absolute amazing 490% upside after a breakout. This could be a very good opportunity to jump in early and accumulate as much as possible. So CFG, you are on the radar, looking pretty good. Now, of course, the number one choice of the day when it comes to your RWAs. Let's all say it loud. Let's all say it proud. Ondo Finance. They are ranked number 33. They are commanding a $2.6 billion market cap. They are holding very strong, but they do have a recent update to their real-world assets that they're carrying, and that happens to be copper. So they threw in some copper into their tokenized money market funds. So there you go. Absolutely amazing. As of Thursday, they did this last week. So last week, Thursday, copper, a leader in digital asset custody. Yeah, they threw in some copper. They did it. They did it. Anyways, let's go ahead and check out their chart. Let's see what we got to work with here. This one, the work has been done. All right. I know. You all were like, great, we're going to watch this guy chart again. This is terrible. Nope, don't have to do that. Long-term downtrend broken out. Higher lows are being achieved in the short term. I could see a 31% move to the upside. In the longer term, the golden retrace, we're looking at $1.58, moving up 92%. So these are the 5 RWA real-world asset plays that I do believe would be a good idea to diversify into, depending on if you still believe in the RWA space. There are a few others. Honorable mentions would be like, I would say Goldfinch is an honorable mention. Also, Yield, YBR is their ticker. YBR. I forgot what their name is. You also have Rio, and you have Land, but those ones are a little more obscure, very low market caps, very risky. But yeah, hopefully you got some value out of this video. Hopefully you enjoyed the content. Maybe you learned something. I don't know. Tell me in the comments below what you think of the RWA space. Do you think we should be tokenizing all of these real-world assets? Do you think crypto should stay in its own lane and be the gambling atmosphere that it has been in the past? I don't know. Tell me. I think RWA is a really good thing for the crypto space. I think it's going to bring more stability into the space, as well as more liquidity into traditional markets, surprisingly. But those are just my thoughts. You can tell me yours in the comments below. If you guys would, please do me this huge favor. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will keep making content just like this as often as possible. But on top of all that, if you need an exchange to conduct trades, you can always go to our partners at Buy DeFi or Weeks, and you can set up an account. They have amazing sign-on bonuses, so go in there, sign on up, enjoy the rewards as well as all of the trading. Remember, this is a trading channel, so of course, not only will I mention to those interested when a good trade setup is there, but I'll also mention where a good spot to take profits are. Anyways, we do have a free Discord. You can join the Discord and find trade setups every single day. Also get notified every time I post a video or when I go live. Anyways, I will catch you guys in the next one. Hopefully you have a fantastic rest of your day, week, evening, weekend, all of that. At the time of recording, it is Easter weekend and Good Friday. So hopefully you guys have a great Friday and a very happy Easter. I will catch you in the next one. Take it easy.